Yeah, guys. So continuing that, you're supposed to take the kid and sit down and talk to them in an office or something like that. Not I'm making sure the camera's on me. Not try to see the kid while the kid is in the home. I mean, I was 7 years old. I was scared on my behind. My mom had spanked me at least 6 times that week. And when I say spanking, she would hit us with belts. And she had beat me with a belt at least 7 times that week. And that was in like a 2 day span. Since the time I had told her, that was like maybe in the middle week that I told her. And she spanked me a couple of times. And she told me I was wrong for playing in his hair. This guy, at the time, you guys are aware, I'm African American. I had that hair that curls up when it gets wet, and this guy had curly, long hair. He's Guyanese, so he has curly, long, like Spanish hair. Long, long hair. I had never seen hair like this before. This was something so cool, so amazing. And I used to play in it, and I used to braid it, and I used to put my pigtails in it, and I used to brush it, and I used to comb it. And sometimes he walk around the house looking like Pippi Longstockings. My grandma's like, "Take that out your hair." I'm like, "No, I just did it." And that's what I had did to deserve to be molested. That's what they told me that I had done to deserve to be molested. So playing in a guy's hair that looks like a doll equals you supposed to be molested because you did something wrong. So that's my story. That's behind this lock. That's what's behind this lock. Because I do have a lock on. I will never let you in. I can talk to you. I can tell you my story, but I will never let anybody in or um let them come past. For a while I thought something was wrong with me. I had friends that had mental disorders, so I began saying that I was having those stuff done to me because my mom kept telling me, you need to take medicine and you'll be okay. You need to take medicine and you'll be okay. And I began believing them. Now, I was always raised with my mom. I was never really raised with my father. So it was like my father, he got married when I was younger. I had to be like 2 when my father got married to his wife, maybe 2 or 5. So I'm now 23. And my father got married to his wife when I was younger, and he didn't let her know that he had all of us outside of the marriage. But one day he had to let her know because he was paying child support and he was going back on his child support payments. So he had to let his wife know that he had more kids than he had told her he had. So that was a whole nother thing in itself. And then the stuff that I was going through, I was treated very bad because my mom is married to my sister's and my brother's father. So I was treated very badly and I was treated very biased. Wow. And my skin started to look dark and dirty. Like you see, I'm brown. My skin started to look like dark and dirty when I started getting those treatments and then my mom, she was having a hard time because my mom left my sister and my brother's father because of DV issues. And she left him in Jamaica and she lived in New York by herself. And she raised all 3 of us by herself. And it got to a point where when we started getting older and getting into maturity bodies, grown women started coming after my brother, grown men started coming after my sister, grown men started coming after me, and she didn't know what to do because here it is, she's this nurse with this high education. She couldn't let somebody know that she didn't know what to do. She lived in a community where it was probably her and 6 more people that actually had a college degree of some sort, a trade or a career. Everybody worked off the books in the community. Um, People were just very few nurses or doctors. Um, And that's where we were raised. So she didn't want to let anybody know that stuff that was happening. She thought that maybe she could get an ACEs case or get in trouble because she needed help raising her kids. Now, thank God, they have different programs where if you're having a hard time raising your kids, you can drop them off for up to 72 hours. And these are government programs. Check your borough, check where you live. These are government programs where you can drop off your kid for up to 72 hours at no, you don't have to pay for it. There's nothing going to be held against you. You're not supposed to get in any trouble for this or anything of that sort. And like I was telling you guys about this, going to court for my kids. So I was going to court for my kids, and I'm in court with all these people that are lawyers and doctors. And they tell me these are the people, if you were like them, your case would have been dismissed. But because you haven't even been to college. I wasn't even old enough to be into college. I was going to court at 17. I just made the age to be in college. I hadn't done anything wrong. But I beat myself up and I held myself accountable for stuff that I did not have. I wasn't at that level yet. I was 17. I wasn't supposed to be in college. 18, maybe kids start to go to college. These are stuff that I didn't have to have done. And I wasn't there and I wasn't supposed to be there. I had my kids and I was supposed to take care of them because I did that early. And nobody was supposed to punish me for having my kids early. But that's what they did. They punished me and they behaved like in the Bible. They had the first stone and they were throwing stones on me. They had buried me so deep and God came and dug up all that dirt. They had buried me so deep. I was like so far down. They say you bury people 6 feet. I was buried under more than 6 feet. I was buried so far down that nobody could get me underneath where I was buried. But God came and took up all that dirt. All that dirt. I didn't even know where he put the dirt. But God came and digged up all that dirt. All that dirt and resurrected me and said, you are perfect in my sight and you are a child of mine. And no weapon formed against you shall prosper. So sometimes you get in predicaments and you start to second guess yourself and second question yourself. That's not the time for you to be in a relationship, because if people are harming you like that, they will use anybody they can to hurt you. So the person closest to you, they will use them to hurt you. So that's why right now I say I'm not ready. Right now I am mentally not ready to be married, especially since I was engaged for 2 years and 6 months. And it was very DV. He had raped me a couple of times. He did a lot of stuff. I actually went to Judge Judy's court, and it's supposed to show on TV. I won my trial against him. And I had never been in a court and won my trial. I went to 3 court cases on my behalf and won my trial. And I was crying because I had never been to court. Court had never worked for me. Court had always been against me. The bad people had always been in charge of court. So here I am standing here. I have a lot of viewers. I have over 7 million viewers across the country, across state, that have supported me no matter what I've gone through and been behind me. You guys know it's Brownie from Manhattan, New York. No matter what I'm going through, I'm going to put on a smile, because it's not over till God says it's over. And when God says yes, who can say no? So again, this is Brownie from Manhattan, New York. And this is just me rambling and letting you know what's behind this pretty smile that people say is ugly. As I let you guys know, I am going to school. God is turning it around for me and he's working it in my favor. I don't know why I'm not getting the grades that I'm not supposed to get. But it has to be of God, because if God did not say that somebody could do it to me, it cannot be done, because he is the ultimate judge. If he said, yeah, you could kick me, then you're going to kick me. But if he say, no, you can't kick me, you try to kick me and fall. So I don't know what God has in plan, and I don't know what he has in store. But God, I'm your humble servant, and wherever you lead me, I will go. And if there's anything worth if there's anything worth using in me, Lord, use me, because I am to worship. Here I am to bow down. Here I am to say that you're my Lord. Again, guys, this is Brownie from Manhattan, New York. Um, if you stay tuned, I will continue giving you little parts and sketches of my life. I kind of like ran through it and told you guys within like 20 minutes. And this is not a 20-minute thing, but if you stay tuned, I'll continue rambling. I continue giving you different parts of my life, as it has been highly requested, because, people know my life story, but they want me to talk about it. So I am giving it to you guys in parts. I was ashamed before, so I wouldn't give it. And I told you guys, those of you who requested, I would not give the story until I wasn't ashamed. Because I don't want to give the story and be ashamed, because that's not how the story goes. The story goes is that they try to shame me. But when God says yes, who can say no? Again, this is Brownie from Manhattan, New York. Be blessed as I'll do the same. Mwah!